Hi everyone. Last week I asked you guys for some of your K-pop opinions, and today I'll be reacting and responding to them. I know some of you don't like this, but I don't really care. This also isn't every comment, because I don't have time to respond to like 300 opinions, but I'm gonna cover some of the most popular ones as well as topics I just wanna talk about, both serious and not. This also isn't personal at all. I'm challenging your ideas, not your person. Anyways, let's just get into it.
I'd much rather listen to a K-pop YouTuber's actual voice than the Google text-to-speech voice.
Too bad. But for real, I tried that, but I genuinely don't like my voice, nor do I have a setup to comfortably do voiceovers. I think that's why a lot of channels do this the way they do.
Line distributions aren't actually that deep, and people act like if everyone doesn't have the exact same amount of lines it's automatically unfair. So many things contribute to line distribution, such as voices and positions, but people ignore that entirely and overreact when it isn't completely fair. In most cases it's inevitable that it's going to be like that.
I never really got why people get so upset about line distribution. I get in situations like Win or Vivi where it's just one sign of mistreatment and favoritism. But when one or two members don't get as many lines as the main vocal, I don't get why you would get upset.
Noise music is bullshit. First of all, songs are all technically noise. Second of all, just because the music doesn't appeal to you doesn't mean you can shame others for listening to it.
I will never shut up about how most K-pop stans act like they know what genres are when they don't. Noisy is an adjective that's appropriate for some songs, but I don't get why it has become a word to describe anything that isn't cookie cutter pop music. There's nothing wrong with those types of songs either, by the way. I also hate the edgy stans who think it's cool to shit on people for what they like, especially when they are the same people who probably get bullied for liking K-pop at school. People can like what they like, just don't be rude about it.
Let me in best solo.
Not the best in my opinion, but definitely needs to be given her things. I'm tired of y'all saying it's boring.
I've always thought that Chan and the rest of Stray Kids had a right to be a little bitter about the whole situation, especially if it wasn't Woojin just leaving on his own accord but fully fucking up and getting kicked out. Because of how hard they've all worked and their whole motto being 9 or none. I still love Woojin, but I understand what Chan is getting at in his recent V-Live. Imagine being the leader of a group and then a member makes a mistake and has to leave and the leader is left to clean up the mess. I see both sides, but this is what I've gathered. Why Woojin left Stray Kids is not our business, and we'll probably never know why he did.
I put these two together because I semi-agree with both and want this to be the first and last time I talk about the situation. Above all, my opinion on this is that we truly will never know exactly and objectively what happened, so there's no real use in speculating or picking a side. However, when I do entertain the thought, I tend to understand both sides. I would understand if OT8 were upset or annoyed, but I think they are just sad that they lost a member and apologetic towards Stay more than anything. And I understand if Woojin doesn't particularly like them, but again, he seems to just be vibing on his own. The only thing I don't like about this is fans choosing one side and attacking the other. If you support Woojin and not OT8, that's cool, but don't hate on them. If you support OT8, don't hate on Woojin. You still holding on to OT9. Don't hate on people who disagree, and don't force it. It isn't our place.
Wakey Makey pioneered the disjointed electronic noise music teen crush I'm better than you concept, yet they stay flopping, but it's okay. One day people will see. Like, remember when I Don't Like Your Girlfriend first came out? People went insane. Now all the girlies are doing messy heavy electronic songs with teen crush concepts. They walked so others could run, ahead of their time truly.
Wiki Miki definitely was one of the earliest girl groups to adopt the current sound. Their debut would fit right in with today's releases. Pioneers really.
I kind of don't mind foreign idols getting into K-pop.
I think some diversity would be interesting, but I understand and agree with why people don't like white people going into K-pop. It just seems odd that you feel the need to go into an industry for these people of color when you could easily become successful somewhere else. Usually foreign idols that come from China or Japan or Thailand come because there may be more opportunities to do what they want in Korea, and you hear them talking about that. But people like Loona, I don't know why you're here.
Loona's concept isn't that special like the Loona stans say. I think the special thing is to debut the subunits and members first. But the MV and songs aren't that special. Blackpink's songs are boring. I find it very funny that when Momoland releases something, unexpectedly the whole K-pop community becomes a music critic and says that they are all the same and plagiarizes each other. But none of that happens with Blackpink, which always puts the same formulas on every release as well. And do you know what it's called? Selectivity.
Do you know what it's called? Perspective. Both groups are constantly beat up by someone about how it sounds the same. Kill This Love is called D4 2.0 all the time LMAO.
There's no need to comment about a different group starting with I stan, insert group, but, insert group, are slaying.
I don't understand why this upsets y'all. I don't really get why people say it, but I've never been annoyed by it.
Did not like the Chinese-inspired concept NCT 127 went for in their last comeback. Ironic how SM kicked the Chinese member out of the group for no reason yet chose to appropriate Chinese characters for an aesthetic.
Genuine question. How was it appropriative? I thought they were just referencing famous people LMAO.
NCT has 18 members. There has been no official proof that it has 21, and Wavy is not officially under the NCT system. People argue it's because of Korean-Chinese tensions that SM can't just name Wavy NCT China, but that's 100% untrue as that is not a thing anymore. Plus NCT 2019 never happened, so Zhao Henyang are still technically not in NCT. Dream/Wavy stans trying to separate themselves from the rest of NCT is fucking stupid. I wish they'd stop.
I never understood the obsession with counting who is and isn't officially in NCT. It's kinda weird in my opinion. Like no matter what is official, the members of Wavy are affiliated with NCT, and you can't really help that. And as far as people who like Dream or 127 and shit on the other units, are you dumb? Like that's the same group, and have overlapping members. Some of y'all just fight to fight.
Hima's relationship is very off and feels fake and very shady, but maybe I'm just a delusional once IDK.
I wasn't sure if I wanted to include this topic, but oh well, cancel me if you want. I don't have a problem with the current situation. It's two adults in a consenting relationship. Why would I have a problem with that? My problem doesn't necessarily lie in the age gap, or how old they currently are. It lies in some of Heechul's past actions and behaviors, when she was just barely of age. It's just weird to me that he openly fetishizes Japanese people and culture, and so openly sought after Momo as a fan for so long. But like I said, Momo's an adult and she can make choices for herself, so if that's what she wants, I'm not gonna be mad. It's not like I'll unstan. Some of his actions have just made me uncomfortable in the past.
ARMY is the most toxic fandom because they're the biggest fandom too. You can't ignore those two things.
This is not how statistics work. Sure, they have the absolute biggest amount of toxic people compared to other fandoms. That's undeniable. But statistically the ratio between toxic and shalamas is pretty much the same as other fandoms. A lot of y'all choose to ignore that. And a lot of y'all choose to ignore the size of the fandom when something happens. Oh, the whole fandom must think like that. If it has 30k likes, child, most of us probably haven't even seen that post, let alone agree with it.
There's nothing wrong with being a solo stan. I'm not one of them, but honestly, if I want to stan an idol who happens to be a member of a group, especially if that idol has their own solo music, I shouldn't have to force myself to stan the whole group if I don't want to. As long as you're respectful toward the group and the rest of the members and you don't call yourself a fan of the group, it should be fine.
I agree completely. The only time I don't like solo stans is if they're hating on the other members for no reason. But if you only like one or a few members, that's fine. If some members just rub you the wrong way, that's fine. Anyways, that's all I had time for, but there might be a part 2 soon, because y'all had a lot to say. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching and participating. That's it from me.